Number 10. Try a Little Tenderness. Otis Redding, 1966.
Them young girls.
June 17, 1967. Monterey, California. The Monterey Pop Festival was the summer of love incarnate.
That same old minute.
Jimi Hendrix setting guitars on fire, Janis Joplin wailing her heart out, The Who smashing equipment.
Now I know she's away.
But when Otis Redding took that stage at midnight, wearing a sharp green suit and a sea of tie-dye, he owned it. The song was Try a Little Tenderness, a 1930s Tin Pan Alley standard that Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra had crooned.
That's all you got to do.
But Otis didn't croon. He transformed it, starting slow, tender, almost whispering over bare bass notes. Then the band drifted in. Saxophone, organ, drums. The tempo shifted. And for the next 4 minutes, Otis took that crowd on a journey.
Little bit of tenderness.
Building, building, building until he was screaming, sweating, commanding that stage like a man possessed. You gotta try a little tenderness. The crowd of hippies, who'd never seen soul like this, stood on their feet for 10 straight minutes.
But it's all so.
Otis turned to his wife after the show and said, "I've found an audience I didn't know I had."
Easy, not too bad.
6 months later, he was dead. Plane crash, December 10th, 1967. He was 26 years old.
It might be a little bit sentimental.
But that performance at Monterey, that's immortal. That's why soul music never dies.
Agrees and care.
Number 9. When a Man Loves a Woman. Percy Sledge, 1966. Percy Sledge was working as a hospital orderly in Sheffield, Alabama, making ends meet during the week, singing with the Esquires combo on weekends.
Turn his back on his best friend.
Then his girlfriend left him for a modeling career in Los Angeles. Percy didn't have the money to follow her, so he did what every great soul singer does with Heartbreak. He sang it.
Spin his very last night.
One night at a gig, heartbroken and raw, Percy asked his bandmates Calvin Lewis and Andrew Wright to play a slow blues. He improvised lyrics over it, pouring out his pain. When a man loves a woman, can't keep his mind on nothing else.
If she said that's the way it ought to.
The crowd felt it. Local DJ Quinn Ivy felt it. They recorded it at Norala Sound Studio on February 17th, 1966. Percy's voice cracked with vulnerability. Every note dripped with real emotion. Not performed emotion. Real emotion. The song hit number 1 on both the Billboard Hot 100 and R&B charts, Atlantic Records' first gold single. But here's the thing about Percy's recording. He gave the writing credits to his bandmates because they helped him arrange it. He let his pain become their song, just so the world could hear his heart break. And 60 years later, we're still feeling it. That's soul music. That's why it never dies. Number 8. I Say a Little Prayer. Aretha Franklin, 1968.
Oh, yes, I do. While combing my hair now.
Aretha Franklin was recording tracks for her album Aretha Now, with the sweet inspirations backing her. I Say a Little Prayer, just for fun, just messing around between takes.
And wondering which dress I'm gonna wear.
Don't record that song, Aretha. It's only been out 12 weeks. That's bad business. Plus, the song was written for Dion's delicate voice, not Aretha's powerhouse. Aretha ignored him. She'd already reimagined the whole arrangement in her head.
But while riding, I'm thinking of a
That's the Queen of Soul for you. She didn't cover songs, she claimed them. And that's why soul music never dies.
answer my prayer now, baby. Answer my prayer. This
Number 7, Ain't No Sunshine, Bill Withers, 1971.
And when she's gone,
Bill Withers was 31 years old, working in a factory making toilet seats for Boeing 747s.
wonder this time where she's gone.
He'd just bought a cheap Wurlitzer electric piano. Sitting there one night, running his fingers up and down the keys, the phrase "ain't no sunshine" crossed his mind.
I know
He'd been watching the movie Days of Wine and Roses with Jack Lemmon and Lee Remick, a story about two alcoholics, weak and strong, trapped in a toxic cycle.
I know. Hey.
Sometimes you miss things that weren't particularly good for you, Withers said later. He wrote the song in minutes.
Anytime she goes away.
When he got to the studio with producer Booker T. Jones and heavyweights like Stephen Stills and the MGs, the lyrics weren't finished. So in the bridge, as a placeholder, he sang, I know, I know, I know, 26 times.
I know.
He planned to write real lyrics later. But Booker T stopped him. Leave it like that. I was just a factory worker, Withers said. So when they said leave it, I left it.
Ain't no sunshine when she.
That I know repetition, it became the most memorable part of the song. The song was released as a B-side to Harlem.
Wonder if she's gone to stay.
But DJs knew better. They played Ain't No Sunshine. It hit number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 6 R&B. Won the Grammy for Best R&B Song in 1972. And when it went gold, Bill's record company gave him a golden toilet seat to mark the beginning of his new career.
No home anytime she goes away.
The factory worker who puttered around never touched another airplane toilet again. That's soul music. Raw, honest, unforgettable. That's why it never dies.
Before we go any further, take a second with me. If these songs are bringing back memories, if you're hearing voices you haven't thought about in years, that's exactly what Groove Lens is here for. We don't rush the music, we don't skip the stories, we let the soul breathe. So if this journey through 1964 is hitting home, subscribe now, because the deeper we go into the years ahead, the stories only get richer. And trust me, the next few songs don't just sound good, they mean something. Now, let's keep going.
Number 6, Lean on Me, Bill Withers, 1972. Bill Withers missed home. He'd grown up in Slab Fork, West Virginia, a coal mining town where people looked out for each other. Now he was in Los Angeles, surrounded by strangers who'd step over you on the sidewalk. He'd just bought that same Wurlitzer piano, running his fingers up and down the keys again. The phrase "lean on me" came to him. He thought about his hometown, about community, about the South he'd left behind. Even in the rural South, he said, there were people who would help you out, even across racial lines. He also told another story about being stranded on a back road in Alabama with a blown tire. No spare, middle of nowhere, Jim Crow South.
Always tomorrow.
A white man stopped, looked at Bill, and walked away without a word. Bill sat there, anxious, helpless. Then the man came trudging back over the hill, carrying a tire. He helped Bill put it on. Few words spoken. Then he left. That moment stayed with Bill forever. We all need somebody to lean on. He wrote the song in minutes, kept the lyrics simple on purpose. It's very difficult to make things simple and understandable, he said.
problem.
Released in April 1972, Lean on Me hit '1 on both the Billboard Hot 100 and R&B charts. It stayed there for 3 weeks.
Lean on me.
In 1987, Club Nouveau's cover also hit #1, making it one of only 9 songs to reach #1 twice by different artists.
And I'll be your friend.
Bill won a Grammy for writing it. Not for performing it, for writing it. The song became an anthem for friendship, for unity, for humanity.
When you're not strong.
And when Bill Withers died in 2020, Canadian artists including Justin Bieber and Bryan Adams recorded it to honor him.
Then you'll understand. We all need.
That's soul music. Simple words, universal truth. That's why it never dies. Number 5, Let's Stay Together. Al Green, 1971. Late 1971, Memphis, Tennessee, Royal Studios.
You make me feel so brand new.
Producer Willie Mitchell and drummer Al Jackson Jr. were messing around with a rhythm. Al Green walked in, listened for 15 minutes, grabbed a pen and paper, and disappeared.
Forever, oh yeah, is a what?
When he came back, he had the lyrics to Let's Stay Together, written in 15 minutes. But recording it, that took 100 hours. Over 8 days, Mitchell and Green fought about the vocals. Al wanted to sing it powerful, like a man, big and strong. Mitchell wanted it softer, vulnerable, real. Just let the song happen, Mitchell kept saying. Let it ooze out. Al fought him.
Come on, help me sing this. Look, turn around and make up.
Tried to give Mitchell someone else's voice. Finally, Mitchell told him the truth. This sounds like anyone else. I want to hear Al Green. Al stormed out, jumped in his Corvette, and peeled out so Mitchell would hear the tires squeal. When he came back, he whispered one promise. No roar, just whisper. Mitchell pressed 500,000 copies of the single on Monday. Thursday, it went gold. The song hit #1 on both the Billboard Hot 100 and R&B charts. Stayed on the charts for 16 weeks. Became the biggest selling single of 1972. Al Green didn't even like the song at first. Thought his falsetto sounded too thin. But Mitchell knew. He knew that vulnerability, that tenderness, that whisper was magic. And he was right. The Library of Congress added it to the National Recording Registry in 2010. Rolling Stone ranked it number 60 on the 500 greatest songs of all time. That's soul music. Honesty over bravado. Whisper over roar. That's why it never dies. Number 4. I'll Take You There. The Staple Singers, 1972.
Ain't no smiling faces.
Al Bell sat on the hood of an old broken-down school bus in his father's backyard. He'd just come from his little brother's funeral, shot to death. Grief pressed down on him like a weight.
Oh, help me now.
Then suddenly, he heard music in his head. A bass line, words.
Oh, no, lying to the razor.
I know a place. Ain't nobody worried, ain't nobody crying, ain't no smiling faces lying to the races. I'll take you there.
Yeah, help me, y'all. Yeah.
Bell was the vice president of Stax Records. He gave the song to the Staple Singers. They recorded it at Muscle Shoals Sound Studios in Alabama, February 1972.
Mercy.
The intro, lifted straight from a 1969 reggae instrumental called The Liquidator by Harry J. Allstars. Uncredited, but Mavis Staples sang lead, her voice deep and commanding. The song sounded like the family was singing, but it was all studio musicians. When Mavis said, "Daddy, now Daddy," during the guitar solo, that wasn't Pops. That was guitarist Eddie Hinton. But the spirit, the message, that was all Staples.
Somebody good now.
The Staples singers weren't just a gospel group turned soul, they were warriors. After hearing Dr. Martin Luther King preach in 1963, Pops Staples said, "If he can preach it, we can sing it." They marched from Selma to Montgomery, wrote Freedom Highway, lived the movement.
Let me lead the way. Let me.
I'll Take You There hit number 1 on both the Billboard Hot 100 and R&B charts in 1972, became the 19th biggest hit of the year.
Let me lead the way.
It's been ranked among the greatest songs of all time and inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Born from grief, delivered with hope. That's soul music. That's why it never dies. Number 3, Stand By Me, Ben E. King, 1961.
And the land is dark, and the
Ben E. King had just left the Drifters. His manager rejected a song Ben had written, didn't see the potential.
we'll see. No,
So Ben took it to the legendary songwriting duo Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. At the end of a long day, they asked, "We have 15 minutes left. You got anything?"
moon is the only light we
Ben sat at the piano and played what he had, a song called Stand By Me. It was inspired by a gospel song by Sam Cooke and the soul stirrers called Stand By Me, Father.
long as you stand by.
I wasn't a big fan of the song itself, Ben said, but I was a big fan of Cooke. He'd been listening to how Cooke sang, and the words "stand by" stuck with him.
Stand by me.
Lieber and Stoller loved it, called the musicians back in. They did what's called a head arrangement.
Should tumble and fall. Or
No time to write it out, just feel it. And they recorded it in those 15 minutes.
we'll see.
The bass line, that unforgettable bass line. Simple, perfect, eternal. Released in 1961, Stand By Me hit number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. But here's the thing, the song didn't stop there. 25 years later, in 1986, it was featured in Rob Reiner's film Stand By Me, based on a Stephen King story. The song re-entered the charts and hit number 9, higher than it did the first time. BMI named it the 4th most performed song of the 20th century.
Won't you stand by me?
The Library of Congress added it to the National Recording Registry in 2015, shortly before Ben died. John Lennon covered it. Muhammad Ali sang it. Stephen King named a story after it. It's been recorded over 400 times.
No, I won't shed a tear.
Because Stand By Me isn't just a song about romantic love. It's about all love. Friendship, family, loyalty, being there when the night is dark. That's soul music, universal, timeless, unbreakable. That's why it never dies.
Just as long as you stand.
Number 2, Sittin' on the Dock of the Bay. Otis Redding, 1968. August 1967, Sausalito, California. Otis Redding was on tour, exhausted from the grind. Rock promoter Bill Graham offered him his houseboat to
The
rest.
ships roll in, and then I watch.
Otis sat there, looking out at the San Francisco Bay. Ships coming in, ships rolling out.
And roll away again, yeah.
He strummed his guitar, these 2 lines repeating in his head. "Sittin' in the morning sun, I'll be sittin' when the evening comes."
I'm sitting on the dock of the bay. What?
That's all he had. But he kept working on it. November 1967. Otis brought it to Steve Cropper at Stax Studios in Memphis.
Just sitting on the dock of the bay.
They finished the song in 30 minutes. December 7th, 1967, they recorded it.
I left my home in Georgia.
Otis had just had throat surgery and was worried about his voice. So he made it quieter, more poetic, different from his usual roar. At the end of the song, Otis whistled, just fooling around.
So I'm just gonna sit on the
He planned to come back later and write real words for that part. 3 days later, December 10th, 1967, Otis Redding was dead.
dock of the bay, watching the tide.
His plane crashed into Lake Monona, Wisconsin. He was 26 years old. The song was unfinished. Otis never got to add those final words.
In time.
Steve Cropper was left to mix it, devastated, heartbroken. He added the sounds of waves and seagulls, just like Otis wanted.
Look like nothing.
The song was released on January 8th, 1968, 1 month after Otis died. It became the first posthumous #1 single in U.S. chart history.
Gonna change everything.
Topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 4 weeks. Sold over 4 million copies, won 2 Grammys.
So I guess I'll remain the same.
Otis Redding never got to see his biggest hit. Never knew how much the world loved that quiet, poetic side of him. But we did, and we still do.
Listen, 2,000 miles I run.
That's soul music. Unfinished, imperfect, eternal. That's why it never dies.
Just to make this dock.
Number 1, A Change Is Gonna Come. Sam Cooke, 1964.
Oh, and just like the river I've been running.
Sam Cooke, the biggest black singer in America, pulled up to a Holiday Inn with his wife and entourage.
I'm coming, but I know a change gonna come.
They had reservations, but the clerk took one look at them and said, "We don't have any rooms for you."
Oh, yes it will.
Sam and his group were arrested for disturbing the peace. This was the man who'd topped the pop charts, who'd sung at the Copa, and he couldn't get a hotel room in his own country.
It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid.
That same year, Sam heard Bob Dylan's "Blowin' in the Wind." He told his friends, "I'm ashamed I didn't write that song."
To die.
A few weeks later, Sam sat down and wrote, "A Change Is Gonna Come." His biographer said, the song came to him whole, like it was meant for somebody else.
I don't know what's up there beyond the sky.
When he played it for Bobby Womack, Bobby said, "It sounds like death." Sam agreed. That's why I'm never going to play it in public. But Sam recorded it anyway.
Oh, yes it will.
January 30th, 1964. And then, December 11th, 1964, Sam Cooke was shot and killed. He was 33 years old.
Hang around. It's been a long.
The song became an anthem of the civil rights movement. When Barack Obama won the presidency in 2008, he quoted it, "It's been a long time coming, but tonight, change has come to America."
Then I go to my brother.
Sam Cooke wrote it in pain, never lived to see its impact. But that song, it changed everything. That's soul music. That's why it will never, ever die.
Knocking me